Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and I'm here to talk to you about a Leeds United based sponsor on the channel, teamwallart.com. The link is in the description. Worldwide shipping, and it's unbelievable, guys. As I've told you before, this is the sort of stuff that you can get from these guys. My favourites on the end here, accused of everything, guilty of nothing since 1919. You can get this one for $5.99 if you buy another one for $7.99, and I did that. I've got the one of Marcelo Bielsa here, a beautiful image, really good quality as well, by the way, and of course the title winning boys. Some really good stuff on there, guys. As I said, the link is in the description. I went to these guys. I love this sort of stuff, and they are Leeds United fans. Go check it out. Enjoy the video. One Leeds is now sponsored by One Football. One Football is a really classy app. You can get all of your Leeds United updates on this app. You can get all the transfer news, injury news, match day news, and it really is top quality. The most downloaded app regarding football on the site. So make sure you go check it out. The link is in the description, and I hope you enjoy the video, guys. Hello everybody, welcome back to One Leeds Fan Channel, and I'm joined with a very special guest. I think it's a hat trick now, Rob. It's the third time on the channel. I'm sure you're absolutely privileged and overjoyed to be on a Leeds channel 3 times. We've had the FA Cup game, we had the game at Ellen Road, and now we go down to the Emirates again. How are you doing, mate? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Looking forward to the game. Shame there's, as I keep saying all season long, no fans. You know, what can we do? You know,
I think you really like Leeds fans because you always mention the fans straight away. I think there's a bit of a you like coming to Ellen Road, don't you?
Well, back in the day, I didn't. It's a pretty eerie place to come to. But you know what, right? Is that I love passionate fans, and the Leeds fans are really passionate, and I think it would have been. I was looking forward to go to Ellen Road because obviously a place I haven't been to for so long.
Yeah.
And again, it would have been great to have the Leeds fans down at the Emirates because it would have been a great atmosphere. So, you know, to miss out on that, that's the thing that I'm really missing in this pandemic. You know what I mean? Meeting fans of other channels, of other teams, and then the banter between the fans and stuff like that. I miss that. I really do miss that. So, you know, and Leeds, as I said, they've got great fans. So it's a big shame, but hopefully next year, you know, we can have that all back and, you know, it'd be great.
Yeah, I guess I just want to touch on this anyway, Rob, just in terms of that, because I think lockdown's been difficult, hasn't it, for so many people, including, you know, yourself and me. And I mean, what stuff have you been doing on Arsenal Fan TV? That sort of, I mean, you're just talking to me earlier, and I know I'm going to appear on it tonight, but it's sort of a show every single night. Is that in light of lockdown and helping people out?
Yeah. I mean, we do two live shows every day. So we do one in the morning, and then we do one in the evening. To be honest, we're doing a lot. We're probably doing more content now than what we ever did even when we was out of lockdown. So, you know, but we try to do like live shows where it gives fans a chance to, you know, really have their say, get their comments in and stuff like that, because we are very conscious of the fact that, you know, there's a lot of people just stuck at home all day. So, you know, giving them a chance to have their say and talk about, you know, the Arsenal is fantastic. So, yeah, but it's not been easy. It's not been easy, this lockdown, you know what I mean, on a lot of people. We're some of the fortunate ones that we're still able to, you know, do our business, really. We're still able to, you know, do content and stuff like that. Whereas a lot of people are just stuck at home.
I think as well, Rob, you sort of realise, I mean, you know, with my following as well, and you'll have that on a ridiculous scale, but you'll have that same thing where it really does mean a lot to a heck of a lot of people. I think you realise more in these sort of uncertain times, don't you?
Yeah, 100%. You know, I mean, you get. I've had so many people contact me and say, "Listen, you're helping me to get through this pandemic." So when I get messages like that, it's really nice, you know. But I know, you know, I mean, it's tough times at the moment. You know, being stuck in 24/7, you know, it's not good. It's not good for your mental health. It's not good for your health overall. You know, we want to be outside. We want to be going to football games. We want to be, you know, going about our business on a day-to-day basis. But unfortunately, we are where we are, and we just kind of have to suck it up at the moment until we can get back out.
That's it. That's it. So even Leeds United fans, please go check out AFTV because they're doing some great stuff at this moment in time. When it comes to stuff every single night, which is going to keep you entertained, which AFTV is very good for. Right, let's get on to the game, Rob. What everybody is here to tune into, and I mean, we had our last encounter. I don't know if Arsenal have gone up a place or gone down a place. There's been sort of
down. Well, actually, we've gone up since I think when we played you. I can't remember where we were then, but we were really in a bad.
Wasn't good, was it? Nah.
Then we've been on a great run up until we had a game against Wolves, and we had some horrendous refereeing in the game. We lost that game. Turned on a really bad refereeing decision at half-time in that game. And then we lost our way slightly again. You know what I mean? We got beaten by Aston Villa last week, 1-0. It was a very, very poor performance, really, by Arsenal. I mean, they scored like literally as on the first kick of the game. They scored within the first minute of the game. And we just couldn't break them down for the rest of the game. They did what a lot of teams do. I know Leeds don't do, but a lot of teams in this division do, which is the low block. And we just could not break it down. You know what I mean? So it's 2 defeats in a row for Arsenal. So, we really do need to try and bounce back against Leeds.
Yeah, and I mean, with regards to the last time we played, I'll be honest with you, Rob. I really would be interested to get your take on this. And I know Arsenal are sort of still going through a transitional period with Arteta, but I think in that game in particular, there was the sending off, which I believe was just after half-time or just before half-time. I can't recall. Yeah, but I did think for even that period where it was 11 versus 11, I thought Leeds were much the better team. I don't know what your thoughts were on that.
Yeah, no, listen, we got very lucky that day. We got very lucky. Leeds, I think if I remember rightly in that game, we started pretty well. Then Leeds came into it, and then it was kind of all Leeds. Then the sending off, and then after the sending off, it was a bit of one-way traffic. Although, if I remember rightly, we should have won the game right at the end. Saka was through, and he's been playing so well this season, and he didn't. He's on one-on-one with the keeper, and he didn't beat the keeper. So it wouldn't have been justice if we would have won. It would have been a smash and grab. But to get out of there, when we were down to 10 men, to get out with a point, it was good for us in the end. But it was not a great performance. But at that time, Arsenal were in a really bad place the way we were playing. But since sort of December, we went on a great run. We beat Chelsea, and then we started. We started playing really good football. Really good attacking football. We were scoring a lot of goals, and I said it's only really been the last couple of games. We've had 2 setbacks, and it's kind of knocked the confidence, and now the doubts are back again. Everyone's like, "Well,"
so it happens in football.
Yeah. You can turn so quickly. You know what I mean? So the doubts are back again. So this game, I'm going to be really interested to see what Arsenal do in this game, because we've also got a very important game in the Europa League on Thursday against
Benfica,
which is going to be a tough game. And really, our season rests on that. We need to go through and do something in the Europa League, because we're not going to get into the top 4 in the league, I don't think. Listen, it can happen, and miracles can happen. So I think, really, realistically, if we're looking to try and get into the Champions League, we have to win the Europa League, and we just cannot afford to go out to Benfica. So there's been a lot of discussion around Arsenal fans as to, do we rest some players for this Leeds game, or do we go full pelt? And I get the feeling there might be a couple of, not many, because we have had a free week this week, not being in the FA Cup. But do we rest a couple? With that Europa League game in mind, a couple of the really important players, because, that's one game we can't afford to go out in that competition. And Benfica are a very good side, so it's going to be an interesting team selection by Arsenal. But I think, going back to your original question, I think you're going to find a lot better Arsenal than when you played them at Ellen Road. We've improved a hell of a lot since then, and as I said, a lot more attacking, but with Arsenal, you don't know. And we do have a lot of, we've got injuries to some key players as well. Kieran Tierney won't play in the game. No Thomas Partey, who's looked brilliant every time he's played.
Massive, that, isn't it? It's massive.
This guy was never injured at Atletico Madrid. Never. He was there for about 7 years. I think he had one injury.
Yeah.
He's come to Arsenal. He's been injured about 4 times already this season. It's incredible.
Yeah,
Injured. Now he's injured again. He's got a hamstring.
I mean, I think weirdly, and you'll back me up on this, and I've seen your opinions on it. I don't. You were talking about resting players for Benfica there. Surely, on that premise, and surely on that potential, outcome, Martinelli's got to get a start. I mean, this guy, every time I watch him, he's absolutely blistering. So he's someone who I look at and I think he's a little bit of an ace card. He's someone who I think could cause Leeds a few problems. Is that something that you think Arteta might take into account for this game?
Maybe because he's been coming under a lot of pressure from the fans, because the fans have been like, how comes you haven't been playing Martinelli? He's, same thing what you're saying is what all the fans love Martinelli. He could get a start if we do go down that road of maybe resting a few. He could get a start in that game. Yeah. I know there's been a couple of times when he's been meaning to bring him on for a longer period of time, then we go and get man sent off, because we've had so many sending offs. So, I mean, I wouldn't be against seeing Martinelli start, because he's such a good player and young player. He'd suit the Leeds style down to the ground, because he's full of energy up and down the pitch. And if he gets in front of goal, he's a goal scorer. He's clinical, So we want to see more of him. We've hardly, again, a player who's coming back off of quite a long injury, but we've just not seen enough of him. And we, the Arsenal fans definitely want to see more of him. And he could, if he comes back, have an important role to play from now till the end of the season. So you never know. He could. If we do go down the road of resting players, he could start, or will he start with Pepe? Will Pepe be looking to get his revenge? I've seen like some of the players, Alioski saying, I can't wait to meet him again and stuff like that. Those might not be wise words by Alioski, because Pepe has been playing really well recently. He's looking our most dangerous player at the moment. He's been scoring goals, creating assists. He's still a bit inconsistent, but he's a very dangerous player on his day. And so I'm thinking, because of what happened in that last game with the headbutt and that, the phantom headbutt, should I say? No, listen, I'm not disagreeing that he should have got sent off, but I think there does need to be, with some of these incidents in the future, I want to see some common sense.
But you know what, Rob? The weird thing is that was very Unleads, because how Bielsa sets this side up is we're a very honest group, very loyal, and I think that wasn't. We don't see that. We never see that from our players. That was unusual.
We're like that as well, but it don't work. You know what I mean? I want our players to start doing what all these other teams are doing, like Liverpool, and United, and dive.
Yeah.
Harry Kane, you only got to blow Harry Kane, he's over. You know what I mean? You got Salah the other day, right? All right, there's contact. He goes, he's like shot with an RPG.
Unbelievable.
So, I think I get a feeling Pepe could start in that game, because he's going to want a bit of revenge because of what happened last time.
Are we seeing a slow transition from dirty Leeds to dirty Arsenal now?
Well, the funny thing is about it, right, is that I think there was some statistic I saw the other day that we've had 7 more red cards than the nearest team to us over a certain period, over all the teams in the Premier League. So that you'd say we're dirty, but we're not a dirty team. You know what I mean? And the red cards we get, I mean, the red card that David Luiz got against Wolves was absolutely ridiculous.
That was a joke.
And there's been other red cards that we've received, and you've been like, come on, ridiculous. You know what I mean? So, but then there's some of them are stupid, like the other day when Leno got sent off, coming out of the area. You know what I mean? So they're not, we ain't dirty. We ain't dirty at all. And Leeds are definitely not dirty. Leeds have changed that tag now. They're like the exciting team to watch. They've gone from that back in the day, dirty Leeds, to now the exciting team to watch.
So Rob, have you obviously, I don't know if you've watched Leeds, but we've sort of bedded in a few more players now since we last met. Actually, Leeds playing Arsenal. We've bedded a few more players in. I think there was one who sort of made his name a little bit against you. I don't know if you've managed to see a lot of our Brazilian winger, Rafinha, at this moment in time.
Yeah, he's brilliant. I was watching the game the other night when you played
Palace.
Palace, and he was the man of the match for me. He was brilliant. And if we don't shackle him, we're going to have problems because, I'm very, very impressed with him. He's so skillful. I was looking at him, I was like, well, why didn't nobody go for him? He was at Rennes, wasn't he? Yeah. So that's a great bit of business by Leeds. Expect the big boys to come with the big offers, you know what I mean? Because he definitely looks to be a real talent. But yeah, no, I've been super impressed with Leeds this season. I mean, I love watching them. I do think sometimes it seems a bit naive to just go all out attack, but respect to Bielsa, he sticks to his principles. I'm hoping that, that might suit us because we've kind of struggled more against those teams that don't attack. Those teams that come and just low block, sit in. We've had problems with some of those teams, Palace, Crystal Palace, and those type of teams, you know what I mean? Like Aston Villa last week.
Wolves.
Just Wolves. Teams that just seek to counter attack. But with Leeds are coming man for man, coming at you. That might suit us because that might suit an Aubameyang. That might suit a Saka, Pepe, because those guys are very quick, very good. If they've got space and time, they're very, very good. So yeah, it's going to be a really good game.
So Ricky the Hitman Hatton or Kieran Tierney at left back, he is out for this game. How big a miss is that, Robbie?
It's massive. It's massive because he's been one of our best players this season. He brings dynamism to the team. His crossing is brilliant. He takes people on. He scored a great goal just before he went out against West Brom. He's been brilliant.
Yeah.
He's like, he's the energy around Arsenal. Now he's out. We're having to replace him with a player that's not even left-footed. It's like, Cedric has to go in there so that you lose a bit of the balance. You don't get the crosses in. It's a massive miss for Arsenal. But I think I get the feeling they could have had him ready for this game, but they're keeping him back for the Benfica one. Because they said, Mikel Arteta said in his press conference, he could be ready for Benfica. So I think had there not have been the Benfica game, I reckon he would have played in this game. But they're trying to nurse him through things. But he's been massive for Arsenal this season. He's been a vital player. Really, really good. And he's great defensively as well.
Yeah, I think he's one of the best left backs in the league, to be honest. I think
he definitely is. And and the thing is though, we've got him and then we've got no other left back. Which is crazy, you know what I mean? So we didn't get one in the transfer window.
Robbie, sorry mate, just in terms of, obviously we're talking about Tierney there, and I want to touch on Thomas Partey as well, because I think in this system where Leeds play a man marking system, if you've got world-class players which we're coming up against in this league, if they surpass that man marking system, Leeds are in a whole world of trouble. With regards to Thomas Partey, I always look at him as that individual who can do that. Tierney being out, is that Bellerin going to left back and Cedric right back, and is that Ceballos coming in for Partey? Who are the two replacements do you reckon?
I think Cedric's been the one who's been going to left back. So Cedric's been playing left back, Bellerin on the right, and it could be anyone from Ceballos, Elneny. I think more it will be Ceballos who will come into that position. He's been out injured as well. He's just coming back. So I get the feeling he'll come into that position. Partey's a big miss because Partey, what's good about him is that he can receive the ball under pressure. You can put him under pressure, close him down. He can wriggle out of it and lay a brilliant pass. He's prepared to take the ball under pressure anywhere on the pitch. I guess the next best midfielder for doing that in the squad is Ceballos. So I'd expect Ceballos to come in, and I reckon we might give a start to Odegaard, who we bought in on loan in the transfer window. He came on towards the end of the game against Villa and looked very good. So I reckon he might get a start as well.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting because if he starts Odegaard and if he starts Emile Smith-Rowe, that's very attacking for Arteta, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think he'll start Smith-Rowe. I think it'll be Odegaard's for Smith-Rowe. That's feeling. That's my feeling on it.
Yeah, and do you think
Smith-Rowe's a kid? He's played a lot of games recently, and again, I think he might be keeping him back for that game against Benfica. Or if Odegaard comes in and plays a blinder, then he gets the place. You know what I mean? So it's a win-win in that aspect. But you know, I get the feeling it might be Odegaard starting that game.
With Leeds at the minute, Rob, and I want this to be my final point with regards to it, where we're sort of staying up now. I think we're all in that mind space of 32 points, but I think we're staying up now. I think we can think that. We're above Arsenal, which I cannot remember in my lifetime in the Premier League. Maybe in the Viduka Kuhl days back in 01, 02. I'm not sure. Can't remember. But then you had Henri, Bergkamp, Wiltord, all the gang. But at this moment in time, I do feel there's no pressure on Leeds. We're going to go out there, shackles off. And if we lose, Robbie, we lose. No skin off our nose. We're just going to go out there and give it all. Well, for me, there's got to be a massive pressure on Arsenal for this game.
Yeah, I feel the pressure. I wouldn't say it's massive because I think a lot of the fans are resigned to the fact that we ain't doing nothing this season in the league. So, but I think where the pressure is that we lost 2 games in a row. And if we lose this, that's 3 on the bounce. And then we've got Benfica next week. And you don't want to be going into those games on the back of 3 defeats in a row.
No.
So I feel that's where the pressure comes. More there, you know, trying to get a positive outcome now because we've had so many little setbacks in recent weeks. A win against Leeds and a win against Benfica, then, you know, the mood turns good again until we play Man City next weekend. Then it goes back. I think it's important to try and get a win for Arsenal. You know what I mean? We've had 10 defeats this season. I've never known this in my life, you know what I mean, of supporting Arsenal. 10 defeats and we're in February. You know, it's horrendous. We've been having a terrible season. And I know, you know, I think the fans do accept that it's a big transition at the moment at Arsenal. But we've got to start winning games. So the pressure is there. We definitely, you know, those players definitely won't have that same thing like what Leeds have got, is that if we lose, we win, we lose. No. Lose that game, it's not going to be great for Arsenal. Need a win.
Could I just ask you, what do you think the mentality of the squad's like, Arsenal's?
I think the mentality needs to improve. I think I've seen good signs of it getting better. You know, we've got rid of a lot of the players, the deadwood over the January period. And some of the players that are left, I think the mentality is good. They want to win. They want to improve. They want to do better. But I just think, you know, the Wolves game, I'm not going to blame the players. I thought the first half against Wolves, we were absolutely brilliant. And then it changes on a refereeing decision. The Villa game, though, I was very disappointed in the performance. Even though we tried, we attacked, but I was very disappointed. But I don't know if it's down to attitude, although we could still do with some winners, some real leaders on that pitch. And Kieran Tierney's one of those, and he's missing. So,
Rob, I'm going to push you now, finally, for a score prediction. What are you thinking, mate?
I'm predicting 2-1 to Arsenal. I think, you know, I think we have to win this game. We've got to bounce. You know, we've had 2 back-to-back defeats. And I think Leeds, even though I've been really impressed with them this season, I think they are quite open. And that might suit us. And we've got defensively also pretty decent. And that's the one thing this season. We've been good. We weren't against you guys. But on the whole, we've defended pretty well. We've not really conceded lots of goals. So, so I'm saying 2-1.
2-1. Rob, we've got a big injury this weekend. I don't know if you've heard, but Calvin Phillips is doubtful. He's doubtful, which is massive, and I'm sure we'll talk about that on your show.
He'll play. We always get, you know what I mean? Every time we play these teams, you know, this one's missing, he's going to be out. And then, you know, who was it we played? We played, I think it was, we played City? No, I can't remember who we played, right? And it's like, I think it was Liverpool. Yeah, Mane's doubtful, so is Salah. Yeah, and then the games, you know, you see them coming out the tunnel. You know what I mean? It's man. I don't. But I saw Phillips come off in the game. You know what I mean? It's a bit weird that they let him play on because, you know, for a bit because, you know, you guys were winning the game against Palace.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that would be a big miss. That's another player that I really rate. I think he's a really, really good player. Really good talent, and he kind of pulls the strings in midfield. So that would be, that'd be help us.
Yeah, that'd be. I mean, yeah, Rob, that'd be. My point is, mate, if we have him in the side, Rob, I'm gonna go for it. Then this isn't good. When I predict, we always lose. The last time I predicted a win, it was Everton, and we lost. So I'm going to go with a 3-1, Rob. You're not going to like that, but if he's playing, I think it's going to be we're good away from home and on big pitches.
You're not putting 3 up. Our defense is decent now. It's good. So although obviously Tierney's out, it's a bit unbalanced, but I don't know. I don't see that.
Yeah, but Rob, you got to think, mate. The crossbar saved you 3 times last time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know what I mean. You know how many times the crossbar saved other teams this season against us? It is what it is. But yeah, it did save us, but we were down to 10 men for a lot of that game, and you still didn't beat us. So
that's true.
I'm sticking with my 2-1.
2-1. All right, mate. Well, everybody, go check out AFTV. Robbie on there. I'm sure you're all tuned in anyway. I'll get his link in the description, but just type in AFTV. You know where it is. I will be on Robbie's channel as well. It will be. It's Friday, isn't it? So it'll be Friday night. So go check that out. They're doing some great stuff to do with lockdown and mental health and all that really good stuff. Robbie, thank you so much for joining me, mate.
Thank you.
I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.